window yesterday, and for 10 solid minutes, I videotaped a hawk right on the fence. I'm going to put that video up as soon as I get it together. But it was no more than maybe 50 feet of walking. It's in my backyard. So I looked up the significance of hawk because I don't take things like that lightly. And it said, what is the spiritual meaning of hawk? And it said, many tribes saw the hawk as a symbol of courage, strength, and clear vision, traits highly valued in both hunting and spiritual practices. The appearance of a hawk during significant events or in dreams was seen as a sign of a blessing and guidance from the spirit realm. So I just love it. You know, and it goes on and on. It's a good luck if a hawk visits you. When you have a hawk sighting, it's a sign from the spirit realm that you are ready to take on a larger, more powerful expansion and vision in your world. The hawk symbolizes a need to start looking forward, envisioning your path ahead, and perhaps even preparing for a greater role in life. So these things, I look at blessings. I look at the fact that I'm never alone, spiritually or in our community. I was just talking to a friend yesterday, actually my brother, Ty, who's a part of our community as well. And I was just explaining to him because he was talking about different things he was a part of and how I was giving him problems and they just weren't consistent. He's really seeing that the organization I'm a part of, that he's now a part of too, is really consistent. And he's just thankful that, and I'm thankful that I'm a part of so much consistency, knowing that I'm never alone. And I was telling my brother that, you know, Todd, I don't really care about being a part of any other community. I mean, as far as like going to a church or being a part of a certain club, I'm open to do all of that, and I do. You know, as a Buddhist, I go to the temple. I mean, I love to meet and greet people. I love to shake hands. I'm still old-fashioned. Like, I got business cards, you know, all this stuff. So, however, I don't need to be a part of any type of fraternity organization. I'm good with our community here and what we do and what we study. And if this was all I was in tune with, because it's like it's always said, it's like not what you know, it's who you know. You really got to rub elbows and know people. I'm totally happy with the people that I know in our community because we're all trying to create the best version of ourselves. So to me, that's so noble to be around people who are looking to be better every day. And then when you start to see people get better every day, what it is a self-reflection. It's a mirror to me that I, too, will get better every day. So I love that. I had a chance to read Psycho-Cybernetics yesterday. Something pulled me to this part of the section because it was telling me to look for it. I read it every day along with 4 other books, 2 Buddhist books, and 1 King James Bible. I'm in the middle of Psalms up right now. It's beautiful. I'm starting to actually record the Psalms that I'm reading, and I want to do something with that too at some point. But Psycho-Cybernetics, let me find my glasses here so I can read this. I had it posted. I can't find it. I'll just wing it. Here we go. On page 2. Oh, there we go. And before I get into that, just real quick, let me get into just some of the announcements. We had our book of the month, which was the Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, and also our Enemy of Character, which is lust. So we want to just be aware of those energies and always transmute it into something positive and beneficial. I don't think it's what it is that we have, it's what we do with it. You can get a PDF of any book that we study with the person who invited you. They'll give you a link to all the books that we have, so many free resources that we have. Again, we thank you for being here live and on the replay. We have an event coming up in Dallas, Texas, called Feed My Starving Children. It's a nonprofit event, and we get to see firsthand where our energy and prayers and money is going to, because we're going to be at the packing plant. We can't solve all the problems in the world, but we can help hunger, and this is where our energy is going to, and we're going to see firsthand. And not only that, we're going to get to meet people on this phone call that sometimes we only see once a year. Sometimes we're going to meet for the first time. So we just love, it's like a family reunion to get together, and then we have lots of training. People pour out their hearts. No one's coming there to sell, only to give. So we have great speakers who just give their heart, people who are breaking through, making real life progress that can relate to everyone has their own story. So we relate in different ways, which is such a positive thing. The only requirement we have is that we stick with principles. Golden rule, what goes around comes around. That's have freedom. And we're there for freedom through principles and leadership, of course. So we're going to be in Dallas. You can get your ticket as long as there are only so many available left live, but then you have unlimited virtual. And you can go to hbafreedomfest.com. That's hbafreedomfest.com for your tickets, and we look forward to seeing you there and having you there. And I'm going to have someone come out and read the major definite purpose in a little bit, right after I read the small section here on psychocybernetics, because it's so important, I believe, to talk about this. It says your key to a better life. The most important psychological discovery of this century is the discovery of self-image. Whether we realize it or not, each of us carries about with us a mental blueprint or picture of ourselves. It may be vague and ill-defined to our conscious gaze. In fact, it may not be consciously recognizable at all. But it is there, complete down to the last detail. This self-image is our own conception of the sort of person I am. It has been built up from our own beliefs about ourselves. But most of these beliefs about ourselves have unconsciously been formed from our past experiences, our successes and failures, our humiliations, our triumphs, and the way other people have reacted to us, especially in early childhood. From all of these, we mentally construct a self or picture of a self. Once an idea or a belief about ourselves goes into this picture, it becomes true as far as we are personally concerned. We do not question its validity, but proceed to act upon it just as if it were true. A self-image. This self-image becomes a golden key to living better life because of two important discoveries. One, all of your actions, feelings, behaviors, even your abilities are always consistent with this self-image. In short, you will act like the sort of person you conceive yourself to be. Almost reminds me of Jim Rohn, who said, what is your philosophy? Not only this, but you literally cannot act otherwise, in spite of all your conscious efforts or willpower. The man who conceives himself to be a failure-type person will find some way to fail. In spite of all his good intention or his willpower, even if opportunity is literally dumped in his lap, the person who conceives himself to be a victim of injustice, one who was meant to suffer, will invariably find circumstances to verify his opinion. The self-image is a premise, a base, or a foundation upon which your entire personality, your behavior, and even your circumstances are built. Because of this, our experiences seem to verify and thereby strengthen our self-image, and a vicious or benefit cycle, as the case may be said, is set up. For example, a schoolboy who sees himself as an F-type student or one who is dumb in mathematics will invariably find that his report card bears him out. He then has proof. A young girl who has an image of herself as a sort of person nobody likes will indeed find that she is avoided at the school dance. She literally invites rejection. Her woebegone expression, her hangdog manner, her over-anxious to please, or perhaps her unconscious hostility towards those she anticipates will affront her, all apt to drive away those whom she would attract. In the same manner, a salesperson or a businessman who also finds that his actual experiences tend to prove his self-image correct. So it just goes on and on to talk about and gives these different cases about the self-image. If you do have psycho-cybernetics, it's right there on page 2. But it's so deep how no matter what, positive talking and all affirmations and all that's nothing more than a Band-Aid if we don't get down to what we really see ourselves as, what we're worthy of, what we deserve to have, what we see ourselves doing. All that matters. It is, and we can't think otherwise other than what we see ourselves. And there's just one other part at the end. It said, Jesus warned about the folly of putting a patch of new material on old garments or putting new wine into old bottles. Positive thinking cannot be used effectively as a patch or a crutch to the same old self-image. In fact, it is literally impossible to really think positively about a particular situation as long as you hold a negative concept of yourself. And numerous experiences have shown that once the concept of the self is changed, other things consistent with the new concept of self are accomplished easily and without strain. So I just wanted to mention that because sometimes, especially with people that we love and care about, we may ask ourselves, what can we do to help? What can we do to make things better? And it really starts from the inside. The only thing that